Okay, so this is my first try at doing a vlog, or vlog I guess they're called. I was inspired to do this by watching the anthropology of YouTube, or the anthropological study of YouTube. I'll put a link in this vlog entry. I've always, since I've been young, I've known that I want to dedicate my life to helping collective consciousness come to fruition in the world. As a little kid, I was really interested in environmental issues, and I planned on what I would do with my life to address environmental issues, to help the world in an environmental way and around environmental issues. And as I thought about it, I realized that I couldn't find any good plan on what to do to help the world. I thought of things to do, things we could do collectively, many things, and I spent a lot of time planning that out, about how we as society could change based upon, the limited information I had as a 7-year-old or whatever. But I couldn't think of how I could do something to make that change. I mean, of course I could do little things. I could help to educate people or whatever, but that didn't feel adequate. I didn't want to think globally and act locally. I wanted to think globally and act globally. And it felt like I should be able to. And I came to feel that the really important question are not what are the ways in which we can live better with the world, because there are already a lot of people working on that. And as a society, we do have a lot of understanding already of how we can live in the world theoretically in a way that is sustainable, in a way where we're in harmony with the world. The important question is to figure out how do we translate that knowledge into acting collectively. It's not only that I as an individual can't do much, it's that nobody as an individual can do much. Even elected officials, people who supposedly have power. It's like we all have good intentions. We are all good people. We all want to act for the good of the world. And yet, when we act together, we're not expressing that. So, it's like we're collectively unconscious. Collectively, we are acting unconsciously. And the major challenge before us today is to reach a place where we, as humanity, can act consciously on a collective level, so that each of us can, in an empowered way, be a participant in the collective decision-making system of our society and of our species, so that the kind of Peter Russell New Age idea is that we as humanity can be in the nervous system of the world, which is an integrated living system, and be the global brain, the means by which the Earth as a whole can be conscious and act with conscious intent. So right now, I mean, certainly we have national governments, we have other systems which allow us to act with conscious intent on a collective level to some degree, but it's not adequate, or it may not be adequate, to address the very serious dangers before us. So that's what I wish to dedicate my life to what I feel is the most important challenge before us as humanity today, to find a way so that we can be conscious as a species. So anyway, I watched this video, the anthropological, I think it's the anthropology of YouTube. I guess link below. So let's see. and it became clear to me that YouTube is one way in which we're becoming more interconnected as a species. It is a new communication medium. And I decided that I wanted to be a participant in that communication medium. I've already posted, I transferred a VHS video about Charles Manson to YouTube, and I did that because my ex-girlfriend joined a cult, and I wanted to be able to show her similarities between her cult leader and Charles Manson. Which I don't know if she ever saw the video. I never gave her a link to it. I wanted to. I never felt like I had the opportunity to. Although, it seems like she's checked me out online, so she may have just found it. I mean, she was checking me out online for a while. Anyway, so yeah, I woke up this morning and felt inspired to try to do this. I did a couple tests to try to get the height of the camera right so that the top of my head isn't being cut off or whatever, and I looked at the footage and I don't know, I guess I don't look at videos of myself very often. There aren't very videos of me in existence. That I've had the chance to look at. But, it's kind of interesting. I'm 30 years old now, and I've been thinking about this a lot over the past few years, 10 years. That, I am X age, and I have only done this with my life, whatever, and it really hasn't changed over the last 10 years. For the last 10 years, I've basically been stuck. I mean, yes, I've personally grown in some ways, but I've been stuck. I think most anybody who's intelligent and can understand how intelligent I am, understands that I have a tremendous amount of potential. And me saying that almost feels little kiddish. Like you refer to little kids as having a tremendous amount of potential. And here I am, 30 years old, referring to myself as having a lot of potential. It almost feels embarrassing to be saying that, as if I'm in a little kid mindset, and I am very clearly an adult. And I was just thinking, a few minutes ago, I just woke up a half an hour ago now, I guess, but I was just thinking, I was riding my bicycle through Australia, Malaysia, Singapore, and Thailand 10 years ago, and I haven't done much since then. Anyway, so yeah, it's sad, and I'm particularly stuck right now by being suspended from De Anza and feeling like I need to deal with that before I can move on from De Anza and do other things in the world. But, I've been stuck not by things in life, but by, I guess a psychological stuff, and maybe psychochemical. So I'm really exploring the idea of doing some sort of, I don't know what it's called, psychological drug. I know that's not the term. Either an antidepressant, or my mother seems to think that maybe a mood stabilizer would be better, because it does seem like perhaps I have pretty strong manic depressive qualities. Although even when it's like I'm somewhat functional and able to do things in the world, it's not, even that's not at the level it needs to be. And the bigger issue, rather than just depression, is one of anxiety. The reason I haven't gone further in the world is because when I engage in the world, when I start to live in any way, it creates anxiety for me. And I understand that that's something that a lot of people have difficulty understanding. I just get overstimulated by the world. The experience of being in the world in any way, experiencing things, feeling things, trying things, undertaking endeavors, creates anxiety for me. I don't want to be in the world. I feel overstimulated, and I know I'm repeating it myself. I'm using the same words, and that's unfortunate. I try to, the way I talk is I usually kind of delve into the depths and pull something out and say it, and often it's something pretty profound. And if it's unsatisfactorily profound, if it's not as profound as I'd like it to be, I delve back into the depths again, pull something out, and say it again. And sometimes, kind of recently, that actually hasn't been working that well, and so I'll delve into the depths and I'll pull out exactly the same thing I said before, and I end up repeating myself.